Everything you have been told about attraction is a lie you have been told to chase. To text first to prove yourself, to always be available. But that is why you are ignored, overlooked, and rejected. Today we break that cycle because if you are tired of being ghosted, tired of begging for attention, tired of wondering why she keeps pulling away, then this is your moment. This is where you flip the script and finally learn how to control attraction using dark psychology and Stoic mastery. This is not about manipulation, it is about power. It is about taking back control of your life, your focus, and your mission. And if you stay until the end, you will hear the final lesson. The one that will forever change how you think about women and relationships. You see, most men give away their power without realizing it. They hand it over with every desperate message, every late-night call, every time they beg for validation. But not you. Not anymore. From this moment forward, you will learn to hold the frame. You will learn to create silence that commands respect. You will learn how to walk away and become the man she cannot ignore. And when you master this, you stop chasing and start attracting. So lock in right now. Do not click away, because the last lesson is the key that separates the weak from the powerful. And if you are ready to build something real, to walk the hard path, the Stoic path, hit that subscribe button right now and stay until the end. 1. The power of ignoring. Ignoring is not weakness. It is one of the most powerful psychological tools. When you withhold attention, you instantly make yourself scarce. Scarcity creates value. In a world where everyone is chasing likes, comments, and validation, being the man who does not chase stands out. This is where attraction flips. She begins to chase because your silence forces her to feel the void. Think about it. When someone knows they can reach you at any time, your presence loses its weight. But when your time and energy are not always available, suddenly you become rare. And rarity breeds desire. Ignoring is not about cruelty, it's about control. You are showing that your attention is something to be earned, not something you hand out freely. And here's the psychological truth. People don't value what is easy. They crave what is withheld. When you create that gap, the mind rushes to fill it with curiosity, longing, and even obsession. This is how ignoring transforms from silence into power. It puts you in the driver's seat. Most men make the mistake of thinking constant effort equals love. But the reality is the harder you chase, the faster she runs. Ignoring works because it makes her question herself, not you. She starts to wonder why you're not chasing, what makes you so different, and why she suddenly feels pulled toward you. That tension is where attraction lives. And if you want the truth, this is just the beginning. The first step to controlling attraction is not chasing what doesn't value you. The next steps go even deeper, and you don't want to miss them. Stay until the end of this video because the final lesson will give you the one tool that flips the entire game in your favor. 2. Emotional triggers. Attraction is not logical, it is emotional. People don't fall in love with reasoning, they fall in love with the feelings you create. Too much positivity, too much effort, and too much attention actually kill attraction. Instead, you create highs and lows, moments of warmth followed by space. This unpredictability hooks the mind and builds intensity. When you give someone a perfect balance of closeness and distance, you become unforgettable. Because you're not just giving them comfort, you're giving them excitement. They don't know when the next high is coming, and that keeps their mind locked on you. It's the unpredictability that keeps them addicted. Think of it like fire. If you give too much oxygen, it burns out fast. But if you give just the right amount, It burns hotter and lasts longer. That's how attraction works when you master emotional triggers. Don't always give everything away at once. Let mystery live in your interactions. And here's the beauty of it. When you learn to master this balance, you stop chasing because you naturally pull them in. They begin chasing you. That's how you build a connection that feels alive, not forced. If this is already hitting you, drop any emoji in the comments right now. And if you're serious about mastering yourself and relationships through Stoic wisdom, don't just watch halfway. Subscribe to the Stoic Guy right now and keep walking with me through every lesson until the end. The best insights are waiting there for you. 3. High-value behavior, the art of detachment. Being high value is not about proving yourself to anyone. It's about living in such a way that your value is undeniable, whether anyone notices or not. Most men make the mistake of trying to prove their worth to women. Over-texting, over-sharing, and over-investing in people who haven't earned it. But here's the reality. The more you chase approval, the less valuable you appear. Detachment is the foundation of high-value behavior. Detachment doesn't mean you don't care, it means you don't need. You are complete on your own. You don't beg for attention, you don't cling when someone pulls away, and you don't collapse when you face rejection. This level of calm independence is magnetic, because people are drawn to those who live in abundance, not desperation. Think of it like this. A man who is building his life, improving his fitness, advancing in his career, and cultivating his discipline, radiates strength without saying a word. He doesn't need to prove his value. It's written in his habits, his actions, his results. That is what makes people lean in. The moment you stop chasing external validation, you create a new dynamic. You become the challenge. You become the prize. And when you embody that, women respect you, men look up to you, and the world responds differently to you. 4. Mastering subtle influence, how to guide without force. Influence isn't about manipulation, and it isn't about control. It's about understanding human psychology so deeply that you know how to guide people's emotions and decisions without ever raising your voice or begging for attention. While the average man tries to convince, argue, or prove himself, the Stoic man influences quietly, almost invisibly. That's what makes him powerful. Think about it. Every time you interact with someone, there's an exchange of power. Either you're influencing them, or they're influencing you. And those who master subtle influence always seem to get at what they want. Not because they force it, but because others want to follow their lead. This is what separates the men who get ignored from the men who set the tone. So how does subtle influence work? It starts with presence. Your eye contact, your tone of voice. These are silent weapons. A man who stands tall speaks calmly, and holds his gaze doesn't need to yell. His presence alone communicates strength. Pair that with consistency, doing what you say, keeping your word, and people start to believe in you without question. Influence becomes effortless. Another tool is mirroring. Humans are wired to feel safer and closer to those who feel familiar. When you subtly mirror someone's body language or tone, you build an unspoken connection. But here's the key. It has to be subtle. If it's obvious, it becomes manipulation. If it's natural, it becomes bonding. 5. Stoic self-control. Dark psychology teaches one brutal truth. The one who controls his emotions controls the room. When you stay calm while everyone else is reactive, you become the leader. Self-control is irresistible because it signals stability and strength. The man who cannot be rattled is the man who always wins. 6. Confidence through silence. Most men talk too much. They reveal too much. They destroy their own mystery. Silence, when embraced, becomes your greatest weapon. A pause before you speak, a calm presence in chaos, a refusal to rush or over-explain. All of this builds tension. Tension fuels desire. 7. Mystery and distance. Predictability kills attraction. The less she knows, the more she wonders. The more distance you create, the stronger her urge to close the gap. Mystery forces curiosity, and curiosity drives pursuit. This is why Stoics do not overshare. They let time and earned trust reveal who they truly are. 8. Rejection as power. Most men fear rejection, but rejection, handled with calm confidence, makes you untouchable. When you don't react with bitterness, when you shrug it off and keep walking forward, you show that your value was never tied to her opinion. That strength alone plants doubt in her mind and often makes her return. 9. Strategy, not manipulation. There's a fine line between manipulation and strategy. Manipulation is selfish and dishonest. Strategy is controlled, ethical, and based on human psychology. Strategy is pulling back to reset balance, maintaining boundaries, and creating dynamics that make attraction natural. Play the game smart, not dirty. 10. Confidence. Balanced with vulnerability. Confidence shows strength. Vulnerability shows humanity. When you are unshaken yet honest enough to admit your flaws, you connect on a deeper level. This balance makes you unforgettable. Stoic men do not hide their humanity. They reveal it with strength, not neediness. Now you see the dark psychology of attraction. It is not about chasing, begging, or overproving. It is about control, self-control, emotional control, silence, scarcity, and the strength to let people chase you instead of the other way around. The question is simple. Will you stay the man who chases, or will you become the man who is chased? If this message hits, I want you to subscribe to The Stoic Guy and comment, "I claim power" in the comments right now, and I'll see you in the next video.